The Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program (ATIP) was a secret investigatory effort funded by the United States government to study unidentified flying objects or unexplained aerial phenomena. It started in 2007 and was eventually dissolved in 2012, and it had a budget of $22 million over 5 years. In 2017, the program was made public and the US Navy confirmed that 3 videos of unidentified aerial phenomena (UAP) taken by airplane pilots a few years ago are indeed authentic. This means the videos went through the US military, so it can be assured they have not been computer generated or altered. Commander David Fravor's story emerged after the Pentagon publicly acknowledged for the first time the existence of a recent program dedicated to studying unidentified flying objects. The funding for what was known as the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program ran from 2007 to 2012, but officials familiar with it said some of its efforts have continued. David Fravor, the commanding officer of the Navy squadron at the time, said he saw a flying object about the size of his plane that looked like a tic tac after a break in a routine training mission. The object moved rapidly and unlike any other thing he had ever seen in the air. He has not forgotten it since. David Fravor says he is certain about one thing. Quote, "It was a real object. It exists and I saw it." End quote. He said on a phone interview as he described the sighting on November 14, 2004. David Fravor was the commanding officer of the VFA-41 Black Aces, a US Navy strike fighter squadron of FA-18 Hornet fighter planes. During an exercise some 60 to 100 miles off the coast between San Diego and Ensenada, Mexico, in advance of a development to the Persian Gulf for the Iraq War, he said. An order came in for him to suspend the exercise and do some real-world tasking about 60 miles west of their location, David Fravor said. He said he was told by the command that there were some unidentified flying objects ascending and descending from 80,000 feet to 20,000 feet and disappearing. He said officials had told him they had been tracking a couple dozen of these objects for a few weeks. When they arrived close to the point, they saw the object flying around a patch of white water in the ocean below. Quote, "A white tic-tac about the size as a hornet, 40 feet long with no wings, just hanging close to the water." End quote. The object created no rotor wash. The visible air turbulence left by the blades of a helicopter, he said. The object began to mirror the pilots as they pursued it before it vanished. Quote, "As I got closer, as my nose is starting to pull back up, it accelerates and is gone, faster than I'd ever seen anything in my life. We turn around, say let's go see what's in the water, and there's nothing, just blue water." Quote. Fravor, who retired from the Navy in 2006, later shared the story with his wife and children and some other who'd asked. But nothing really came of it until 2009, when a government official he declined to name contacted him while doing, quote, "an unofficial investigation," end quote. Fravor declined to give more details to the official, but he said he was later contacted by Lou Elizondo, an intelligence officer who ran the secretive program at the Department of Defense that was just disclosed. Elizondo, who has since left the government to work for a private company that is hoping to promote UFO research for scientific purposes, is a large part of why the story about UFOs and the government program are in the news. He quietly arranged to secure the release of 3 videos of UFOs from the Pentagon. Commander David Fravor, who has been talking about his experience through the Star Academy of Arts and Science, the company where Lou Elizondo is a consultant, said he knows that sharing his story has opened him up to ridicule, but believes the incident should be more closely studied. Quote, I don't think I was a nut job as an officer in the Navy. I wasn't drunk. I don't do drugs. I got a good night's rest. It was a clear day. I think someone should have looked into it. Having talked to some of the other folks, it's a big frustration that it's coming out now and wasn't discussed back in 2004. End quote. Commander David Fravor said he had been flooded with phone calls since his story was first told. There are more classified government programs running at the moment involving the studies of UFOs. Lou Elizondo, and a former US Army counterintelligence special agent, said in an interview with George Knapp. In July of 2020, the Pentagon made a bombshell of a revelation to the New York Times, with a title stating, "Off-world vehicles not made on this earth." The New York Times reported that the Pentagon's secret UFO unit is going to make some of its findings public. They further stated the main goal isn't alien spaceship, but rather something much more closer to home, to see if confounding sightings, including some by the military, are actually advanced technologies from rival nations. So that's all for today's video. Make sure to subscribe for future videos on UFOs and turn on the bell to get notified whenever there is an upload. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care and stay curious.